This movie is really good, and I'm talking like really good. I think something that really helped me out is that I didn't know a thing about this movie going in. I'm not particularly a guy who cares about wrestling, and I don't know anything about the Von Erich family. But I'm gonna be straight up, this movie is so banging. From the cast, to the cinematography, the script, and the editing, I think this movie is so damn good. Now, as Oscar season is finished at the time of recording this, I feel the need to bring up the fact that this movie got 0 nods from the Academy, which is honestly a little sad. A24, a production company responsible for doing many horror movies that you're probably familiar with, has finally branched off into other genres, and this movie is proof that they should continue to do so. Now, without spoiling anything, I'd like to give a very brief synopsis. This movie is a biopic about a famous family of wrestlers during the 70s named the Von Erichs. The main protagonist is the eldest son, Kevin, and we follow him through the beginning to the end of his wrestling career, as tragedy strikes his family time and time again. The first thing I really want to praise this movie for is the performances above everything else. This guy was actually pretty good, alright? On paper, his character is really empathetic and soft-spoken. Despite all the muscles and fame, he's actually a bit of a normal loser. On a side note, god damn, this man got jacked. I'm talking John Cena type jacked. Shitty Batman type jacked. Anyways, I love the dynamic between these siblings as each one of them make their way to the wrestling world in different ways. We get to see how wrestling becomes the downfall of each one of them and this family as a whole. I love the pacing of this narrative as we get to see our main character through multiple years throughout his life. As far as the cast goes, Harris Dickinson and Stanley Simmons do a great job. The biggest standout for me being Jeremy Allen White. Alright, coming fresh off of Shameless, I hadn't realized just how much depth this man can bring to a character. There's also... and she is fantastic in this movie, man. I love her dynamic with Kevin, and it just remains so pure throughout the whole narrative without any ulterior motives. The relationship is honestly another thing that stands out in this movie to me. I love the theme of grief and legacy in this film. Being based off of a true story makes it that much more tragic to see how corrupted this family was by the ambitions of their father, showing how he passed it down to them, and some of them without a choice. Overall, I think this movie is an emotional joyride, and I'd urge anyone to watch it at least once. I sincerely hope A24 continues to branch off with more drama productions like this, so for now, I'm giving The Iron Claw an 8.5 out of 10.